Welcome to Backpage Blues. I'm joined by Charlie the Hurricane Skillen from the Mail Online, and it is very blustery up here. It's apt that I'm with the Hurricane because it really is gale force winds here in central London.
It's not that blustery, mate, and you look like an Eskimo.
Thank you. Charlie, we are about to make our mark on the transfer window, aren't we?
Finally.
Pedro, this is good news. I think that he is a very, very good player, and it's not quite working out for him at Barcelona at the moment, so it's perfect all round. We need him, he needs us, everyone's a winner.
That's possibly true. I think it's a little bit further away than you're saying. This story came out in Spain over the weekend and it's been picking up over the last couple of days. All the kind of Barcelona papers like Sport, they had Pedro on the front with Mourinho. He signed a new contract at the end of last season with Barcelona. Usually when that happens, it means they're going nowhere. But interestingly enough, the details in that new contract mean his buyout clause went from 120 million or something stupid to a very, very affordable 22 million. Now,
that's great value for a player of this quality.
At 22 million, Pedro's a decent shout. I think it remains to be seen how much interest there is from Chelsea's side. I also think that Pedro is an absolute Barcelona boy. He's grown up in the youth team and he's always been one of those players that's never complained about how far down the pecking order he falls. Having said that, with the addition of Luis Suarez last season, his opportunity in big games is literally nil. So I think it'd be a really interesting one. I mean, we actually spoke about Pedro in one of our Q&As before. And I do think Chelsea need an attacking midfielder. And I think Pedro would fit the bill, but I'm not sure it's as close as everyone's saying right now.
Is it somebody you would like to see? Do you think he breaks into our starting 11? Because I'm not sure that he does.
No, I don't. Generally, I think if someone doesn't break into Barcelona's starting 11, they probably,
certain positions aside.
Certain positions aside, they probably, we're one of the top Champions League clubs as well.
Yeah.
I think he'd be great for the squad. Although having said that, people are talking about why are we signing Barcelona rejects. Sanchez and Fabregas were technically Barcelona rejects, and they've done all right in the Premier League. So I can see it happening, but I don't think it's absolutely nailed on by any stretch. Okay. So what I need to know here is, because we at ChelseaFansChannel HQ, we're slightly in disagreement. So we'd really like your opinions on this. Do you think that Pedro would be a good addition to the Chelsea squad or to the Chelsea first 11? Would you like to see him in a blue shirt? Please let us know, because we're at loggerheads here. We haven't quite managed to sing from the same hymn sheet, so do let us know. Some more interesting news. This isn't music to my ears really, because I'm a huge fan of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, as I'm sure you know. What's going on? Well, this is something we reported on the Mail Online on Monday, I think. Loftus-Cheek is wanted by Fiorentina on loan. Now this is quite interesting. As part of the deal for buying Juan Cuadrado, we promised Fiorentina a player on loan next season. They wanted that to be Mohamed Salah. Salah doesn't want to stay there. Obviously he went on there in January and there was a big kind of legal battle, but instead of taking legal action, Fiorentina said, right, well what else you got? And they want Loftus-Cheek. Okay,
this isn't great though, because we were delighted to hear that Jose Mourinho had made a promise to us, the fans, and said Ruben Loftus-Cheek will feature in the Chelsea squad at least this season. This is Ruben Loftus-Cheek's season at Stamford Bridge. I appreciate that Fiorentina are a great team, and playing first-team football in the Serie A would be great for his experience. But I was really optimistic that there would be some youth talent in the Chelsea first 11 this season.
In the first 11, I'm not so sure about. I definitely think there will be youth players in and around the squad. And, just because Fiorentina want him doesn't mean Chelsea are just going to, put him on the first plane to Italy. I think that Chelsea are looking at other players that they could fulfil that agreement. Someone like, Victor Moses or Marco Marin or someone like that. I don't think Chelsea are that willing to lose Loftus-Cheek. Having said that,
it would be good for his development though, if he went there and played 38 games.
Exactly, of course. Playing in that league is something that pretty much no English player at that age will have the opportunity to do. So I'd be quite excited to see it.
Okay. More good news. We've signed a player. Asmir Begovic is confirmed a Chelsea player.
Yeah, well, lots of lads in the comments. I get tweets all the time asking me when we're going to sign players. We signed one. Obviously, Falcao. There's not a huge amount to say about this deal. We all know that he's not going to be getting in the team straight away, at least ahead of Petr Cech. But I think it's good that we signed one of such quality. I mean, a few months ago we were talking about keepers like Rob Green and John Ruddy, who are good keepers, but Begovic's been one of the best keepers in the Premier League. And I think nowadays, if you look at the squads of the very, very top teams in Europe, they all have two decent keepers.
Yeah.
Chelsea are going to want to be playing 60 games next year. Courtois can't play all of them.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think that in any realm, in any world, Asmir Begovic must have signed for Chelsea. He isn't the type of bloke. I believe that he is ambitious and competitive. He wouldn't have signed for Chelsea knowing that he's going to be warming our bench. He must have signed for Chelsea believing that he can displace Thibaut Courtois as our number one.
You know, top level footballers, they have to have that ambition. And
so how many games did Petr Cech play last season?
Well,
He played
course.
loads.
Yeah,
so in theory, his chance will come.
No, I mean, it could be a case of Mourinho playing Begovic in the cups. He did that with when he was at Real Madrid. He played Casillas in the cups, and so I'd be surprised if Begovic doesn't get a handful of appearances next year. Certainly.
That's interesting. Here's some knowledge. We are nearly.
This is a rare event.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a chance that we're going to sign. Check out the knowledge. The Prince.
The Prince.
Do you want to know how I know that?
Nassim Hamid.
Oh, well, I wish. What fighter he was. No, the Prince is actually Charles Aranguiz. And if you want to know how I know that, I've had a great afternoon actually. I've done a lot of research on Charles Aranguiz, a potential signing, and we've put a video. So that will be coming out right now. So make sure that you check out that video. Charles Aranguiz, you know my boy, Chilean.
Yes, I do know him. He played very well at the Copa America.
Nicknamed the
for
Prince.
the winners. All right, good. We already had the King of Stamford Bridge, so it'd be nice to have the Prince as well. I don't think this deal is that close. It's not one we at the Mail Online have gone particularly hard on. We did report it, I think, at the end of last week, but I think this might be a case of his agent seeing what a good Copa America he had and touting him around. I mean, the other clubs that reported to be interested are teams like Man City, Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund. I'm not saying
you're not holding your breath.
I'm not saying it definitely won't happen, but yeah, I'm not holding my breath. But then again, especially if Chelsea lose some midfielders, we're definitely going to be wanting to look for cover. He judging on his performances at Copa America, he'd be more than adequate at a cover position.
And if you want to know more about Charles Aranguiz, check out the video that is up now. I did the research. It was really good fun, actually. He seems like a really good player. I'd actually quite like to see him at the Bridge. Just quickly, because I'm getting the sign from Jack, that means we have to finish. Patrick Bamford. He's going to be playing Premier League football next season?
I hope so. I really, really don't think it'll be for Chelsea. I know we get that question all the time. People are massive fans of Bamford. Mail Online reported, I think, again on Monday, that Norwich is the latest team in for him.
Okay, that would be good. Premier League football, if you can score some goals there.
Well, look, the sky's the limit. He did it in League One. He did it in the Championship. If he can do it in the Premier League, the sky's the limit.
Okay. So I think to sum up, if our season if our season starts and our signings are Falcao, Begovic and Pedro, is that a successful window or is that a disastrous window? Right, let us know. Let us know your thoughts.
I'll let you lot answer that.
I don't know where I stand on that one either. Guys, thank you very much for watching. We are off to film Backpage Blues Part 2 right now, which is my favourite moment of the week. So check that one out. Go on the champions. His comments about Eden Hazard were fantastic. Yeah. Make sure you check out that article. If you haven't seen it, make sure that you check out the article that Charlie wrote about with